Genette Tate is 13 years old, a quiet and intelligent girl apparently, who never seemed particularly unhappy and never showed signs of wanting to run away from home. She came to Aylesbeare 3 years ago with her father and stepmother, and the family live in a cottage at the end of a farmhouse not far from the church. On August the 19th, their daughter volunteered to do a paper round for the regular delivery boy who was on holiday. It was the last they saw of her. Genette's bicycle was discovered in a quiet lane half a mile away. It was found by two school friends who'd been happily chatting to her only 10 minutes before. And when they raised the alarm, the police and the girl's family soon realized they could only fear the worst.
Well, it's a complete mystery to us really now. We've searched ourselves for clues and ideas as to what have happened there. And in the surrounding area to quite a big degree, as indeed the police have, you know, and really it comes back to the thing that we're feeling to an extent sort of angry that we haven't come up with anything, frustrated then really, I suppose. And also to a certain degree we've got a feeling of anger that someone somewhere is holding back the vital bit of information that is needed.
That same day, Devon and Cornwall police mounted what has become the biggest investigation of its kind they've ever undertaken. A team of 180 detectives have been based in Aylesbeare's village hall, and so far they've made 3,000 inquiries and taken more than 2,000 different statements. Ponds and wells within a 15-mile radius have all been dredged. Tracker dogs have been called in, and police and volunteers have searched hundreds of miles of hedgerows and ditches. On one day, no less than 7,000 people helped the police to search a nearby common. They found nothing. Now, in spite of all this effort, in spite of all the forensic tests, the infrared aerial photographs, the national publicity, and the rewards of £24,000, the police are forced to admit that so far their progress has been rather disappointing.
Well, although we've been able to eliminate certain possibilities, I don't think we have that a great deal nearer. We've little further information than the day we started. We were left with the bicycle and the papers and nothing else. There was nothing to indicate what had happened to this little girl. And of course we were left with various possibilities that she had run away, or that she'd been picked up by somebody in a car, and taken away and either kept somewhere, or maybe at the worst perhaps her body could have been left somewhere.
Of all the theories which have been advanced to explain Genette's disappearance, the most popular is that she was abducted by a man in a car who passed her as she was cycling on her paper round and waited for her in a farm gateway. Her two school friends, who were chatting to her only 10 minutes before, just down the lane, do remember a car, but they can't tell the police anything more. There are two other witnesses, however, who have been more forthcoming. Mrs. Tilly Rogers is a policeman's wife and lives in Hull. On that day, she and her daughter Gail were staying near Aylesbeare on holiday and went for a walk along the lane where Genette disappeared. Mrs. Rogers remembers a car passing her at the time in question because she had to squeeze into the hedge about 300 yards away from where the bicycle was found. She was able to make up a vague photo-fit picture of the man she thought she saw, but all she could tell the police about his car was that it was shiny and red or maroon. There are 50,000 red cars in the southwest of England alone, and checking every one is clearly beyond police resources. In any case, Aylesbeare is near the M5 motorway, and the police admit that Genette's probable abductor could have been more than 100 miles away by the time their hunt started. After 2 months, the investigation is still no nearer a solution than on the very first day. And inevitably, the police operation in Aylesbeare is gradually being run down.
Hi guys, welcome to the vlog and thanks for joining me on my ride today. Today I'm in the village of Aylesbeare, just on the outskirts of Exeter, to share this very sad story that I remember very clearly when I was a young lad of 10 years old. I have never forgotten about Genette, and this August will be 45 years since her disappearance. I am now at the White Horse pub, which is where Genette collected the newspapers for as a stand-in for the usual paperboy. This is also where her fated journey started. Genette would have continued up this little path, but she'd have had to have crossed the road over there. And as for a young 13-year-old girl, must have been quite daunting. She would have come off the main road, which is just there. She would have come off the main road and then travelled up to Withen Lane. As Genette travelled this lane, Withen Lane, she was delivering newspapers to these houses along here. And she was also collecting money. These are the houses that Genette was delivering to. Yeah, so Genette was doing a paper round along this lane, delivering to all these houses. That was the last house Genette delivered to. This is the location Genette met two of her friends partway through a round, Maggie and Tracy. They had a quick chat around this area and then all three of them walked together. Genette pushing her bike up that hill. Having just walked up that hill, it was here Genette said goodbye to her friends Maggie and Tracy in order to resume her paper round. Sadly, that was the last time anybody saw her. And the last time they ever saw her was her riding around that corner. This is the location her bicycle was found. Right there. This is where Genette's bicycle was found, with papers spewing all over the road. Her friends and family were searching all these hedgerows, searching all the fields around here looking for Genette.